So speaking about reality TV,
yes,
you were just on a show, Camp Wannakiki.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I can, yeah. So Camp Wannakiki, for those who don't know, is like the third tier drag TV show. Like we have RuPaul's Drag Race on VH1 streaming for everyone.
Yes.
We have Dragula on Shudder, and then we have Camp Wannakiki on YouTube. Which is great.
It's super accessible.
Right, it's very accessible, which is wonderful. And the ethos of Camp Wannakiki is drag is for everyone. It does not need to be catty and dramatic. It can just be about fun and creation.
Yeah.
And I remember when I auditioned, I was in Austin, Texas. And I was surrounded by all of these drag performers in these like campy outfits, and they were all cracking jokes, and the energy was very like blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
were you Austin Drag Fest?
I was at Austin Drag Fest, yes. And I was in a teal gown that I still wear all the time, and like my red hair, and this bracelet and these earrings.
Incredible.
And I was like very self-conscious because I was like, I'm funny. I know I'm funny. But, like, I'm not
They don't know I'm funny.
Right, and I'm not in the mood to be funny right now. And so I walked into the room, and I said, hi, hello. And they were talking to me. And the thing they said was, when was the last time you lied? And I said, probably 5 minutes ago. I'm a trashy Gemini. I'm so sorry.
I'm obsessed with that.
And that was funny. But then they were like, why do you want to be on Camp Wannakiki? And I was like, I want to be on Camp Wannakiki because I want to be involved with the show that has the message of drag doesn't need to be about fierce competition. Drag can be about all of us supporting each other. And that's why I auditioned.
Yeah.
Was because I really believed in that message. And I was like I'm somebody who really cares about this art form, really cares about the industry, and I think that message is important within this industry. And is an important not to say that we should have only that message. Like, I think the message of Drag Race and Dragula is also important, but like having the balance of a show that's like, we're just here to have a good time and support each other is great. And so a few months later they called me and they were like, you're in. And so I spent weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks preparing and sewing and styling hair and practicing makeup and writing voiceovers and all this stuff. And then we went on the show, and I can't tell you too much about the actual show, but you can watch it very soon. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, what was it like? You filmed during COVID, no?
We did. We filmed in September of 2019
like?
Or 2020. September 2020. It was really interesting. So we all went. We all had to get tested previously.
Obviously,
and quarantine cells are 2 weeks. And then we were not allowed to fly there. We had to drive ourselves personally.
Okay, where was it filmed?
In Illinois.
Okay.
On a lake, on a lake in Illinois. So my partner drove me because we lived in the same house, and so we were quarantined together. But that was the best way for us to stay safe and to make sure.
That makes so much sense. Yeah.
And then everyone who was working at the camp who was not on the show was fully masked the whole time.
Yeah.
Which I think is how a lot of shows work.
And I think that's wonderful to hear.
Right. Yeah. And so it was really exciting, and it was really interesting because I had gone from the space of not seeing any strangers
to seeing all of these strangers.
Right. To seeing all these strangers and then be putting in this like Camp Wannakiki's message is like we're all valid and everything we do is great and like we can support. But like when you get there and you're isolated from your friends and family and you're like working like I would wake up at 6 a.m. get into drag and not get out of drag until midnight and then be up until like 1 or 2 like decompressing and then do it all over again. Like it was like all the relationships I made were so intense in that moment. Like, so when we didn't like each other, we didn't like each other. When we loved each other, we like loved each other. Like there was no like, it was very rare for me to like look at someone and be like, I have a neutral feeling about you because like I was so keyed up.
Can I dare say that is what like working at Play Dance Bar is also like?
Absolutely. That is what working. The drag is like the Wild West, and like
it really is.
When you get all of our fragile egos and all of us in corsets and heels with magnets on our ears, and then like you involve like substances, and we're all hungry because we haven't eaten because we don't want to poop in our tights. Like it's wild. We all feel very intensely.
It is definitely like the Wild West.
Yeah.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very excited.
And that's why I always tell the Drag Race girls when they come through, even if they fucking went home like fourth, I've always been like, congratulations.
Right.
Because this is major. Anytime you get on a show, it's major.
Right.
Truly. Because like it is getting you out, is getting your message out. And I think that's getting your art out. And I think that's so beautiful and so powerful. And I'm so happy for most people. That have gotten that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I'm really grateful. So now, listen, we don't know. I mean, I know, but you don't know how well or how poorly I did on the show, which is a treat. But in previous competitions I've lost every competition I've ever done. previously. And I really approach competitions as like, I want to win. I'm going to prepare myself very well. I'm going to work fucking hard. But, like, I can't control how people react to me. So I'm going to go into this to learn. I'm going to go into this to get what I do put in front of other people and see if they have any comments or critiques and to see how they react to it so I can hone further in on, like, how do I want to be seen. Yeah. And so getting in front of the Sugar Baker twins and Ruthie, who were the judges, and hearing what they had to say about me and my work was really wonderful because they... I'm not like a typical camp drag queen. Do you know what I mean? And so it was nice to be in front of drag queens who have that perspective to be like, how do you receive what I'm doing?
Yeah.
And like, what do you like about it and what don't you like about it? And like, what kinds of things, like, what advice do you have that I'm going to take in? And what advice do you have that I'm like, I hear that and I don't agree.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
That is really fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like you and I, believe it or not, the compare and contrasting of us right now.
Right.
The bimbofication of Gilda Wabbit picture makes me laugh so hard.
Yes!
Because when I'm in drag, typically I'm like, I'm a woman. I'm the only woman that's ever existed. Look how beautiful I am. And then that picture standing next to you, I was like, oh my god, I am a clown.
That's fucking funny.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like you and I are in a very similar category of drag, where I do camp, I do alt drag, I spin around and wave and finger guns and I'm precious, but you know what I mean? Like,
because we're doing things that are authentic to us.
Absolutely. And we're doing so many different things that it's hard to categorize us. Which I think is very interesting that you and I are in the same category because we're so different.
And it's very funny too because like we do things
and we're all both musicians as well. So I think that's also interesting.
Well, I think as a musician we have to like have that versatility to be able to express through different genres. And I think it's funny because we're talking about like how versatile we are, and then today I was like, I'm wearing black and red, no surprise, and you're like, I'm wearing pink and blonde. Like we are versatile and also
consistent.
And also consistent.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
And honestly, I think that is a really important part about building a brand.
Yes.
Is that level of versatility and surprise, but also consistency in the same breath.
Right, because I'm, at least for me, and I think for you as well, I'm very careful about my music selection. So like, although the music I'm doing is across multiple genres, it's something that I'm connected to. So when I go on stage, the audience is like, oh, this is new for Gilda, but we trust her because we know she's plugged into it. Yeah. You know, and that's what I want, is I want the audience to say, we trust Gilda to take us on this journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's very cool.